Yo, what's up everyone? Mason X here. So I believe everyone is now processing Naxxramas, right? It's super fun and challenging. But I do find one thing is super annoying because you got a lot of buffs and consumables in Naxxramas, right? So sometimes I always forgot to repop a consumable or buffs when the time is out. It's not actually a very big deal, but as myself, I just feel incomplete when I'm not fully buffed. So I tried to find an add-on or weak aura which can help track which consumable or mage buff I'm missing, but I didn't find anything that satisfies me. So I create a weak aura myself to specialize to trick major consumable and major spells in Naxxramas. And in this video I'm gonna share it with you and show you how to use it. So first you go to this address, which I will link in this video's description later, and you click paster classic weak aura strings. Then you go back to your game. Of course you need to have weak aura installed. You input -WA, open weak aura setting panel, click import, paster the string here, click import as copy. Import as copy. Of course I already have it, so I won't import it. And now you are basically good to go. You can see when I'm not in raid, nothing appears. It won't affecting your daily use. So now I'm gonna enter Leto Onyxia's layer to show you how everything works. Once you enter the layer, you can see I didn't have any buffs except this oil, which I cannot click off. So I'm gonna change it to another weapon. Okay, you can see the oil is also off. As the oil off, you can see all the applicable oils appear here. So also I'm missing major buffs, so I will pop all the major buffs first. And you can see when major buffs on, it disappear from here. Once I click it off, it will appear here. So it will remind you always to keep your buff on. And also when you missing consumables, I will only click some cheaper ones. All the consumables that conflicting with this thing will disappear from this left side. Like when I click a food buff, all the food buff conflicting with this one will disappear. Yeah, this is basically how it works. And also for oil, if I use one oil here, you left click, you can directly use it. All the oils conflicting with this will disappear. So yeah, this is basically how it works. And now how to edit it. Of course you click -WA, and you find this Mason X the raid consumable tracker. You go to display. Here you can set the icon width and height. For example, if you are 70 or 80 and you are playing war, you might want the icon to be super big so you can see it like this. For me, my monitor feels great with 46 pixel wide and 46 pixel height. And use the X and Y offset to adjust where you want this thing to appear on your screen. If you want it to be where I put it, you just set both value to 0. And if you're gonna delete something you don't want to track, for example condemn magic, some people don't want to track, you just right click it and delete it. Now if you want to add something, please check what I already have and decide if you want to add something. For example, let me delete something first. For example, first you're gonna make sure what you're gonna add is the same type of the things I already created. For example, you're gonna create a new spell, you need to duplicate a spell, you need to create a new consumable, you need to track a new consumable, you will duplicate a consumable. If you're gonna create a new weapon enchant, you're gonna duplicate a weapon enchant. Now here I wanna create a new consumable, so I right click and click duplicate, and now I have a duplicate of one consumable I already have. And you go to trigger, you open trigger 1. This is basically you enter the basic item information, which you only need is the item name or item ID. For example, arcane pound. Once I enter the item ID or item name in trigger 1, you can see the icon automatically changed to arcane pound. And of course, you can also change the name to arcane pound. And you need to go to trigger 2 and also change the name to arcane pound. Then you go to trigger 4. This is where it tracks the aura, which is actually the buff. Of course, the buff of arcane pound is arcane brilliant. And you pop arcane brilliant, you find the spell ID, and you enter it here. I have an add-on which will show me the spell ID or item ID once my mouse is hovered on certain items. If you don't have it, you can always find the item ID or spell ID in classicwarhead.com. And now you just everything is good to go for the new item you want to track. For example, now I click Arcane Brilliant off, and this Arcane Pound tracker is updated. Yeah, that's basically what you need to know. Let me see. If you're gonna add it to the logic, you can edit it here. It's super easy. I just have an variable f and track 2 and track 3, trigger 2 and trigger 3, and use a very simple to if statement to decide whether it's popped or not. And yeah, for trigger 3, it's actually checking if the character is in combat. So this thing will only remind you you are missing consumables if you are not in fight. For example, when you are drinking in raid, it will remind you what buff you are missing now. So it will automatically disappear in fight. You don't have to worry it affecting your views or anything. Okay, so this is basically it. Hope you all have a great day and enjoy the Naxxramas raiding. See you.